Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 2, Episode 212. And I stayed in this hotel last night. The idea was to wake up throughout the night and play. I did attempt to play blackjack quite a few times. It was not successful because the tables were full. I finally laid down around 1:30 in the morning, and I didn't wake up. So around 7:45, my wife called me, and I was still sleeping. I thought it was about 3 a.m. So I got dressed and went back down to the casino and looked around at things and found a couple plays. There was one place where I was playing this big play, $7.50 a spin, and it was going to take a minute to hit it. And put a $20 bill in, and it got jammed in the machine. And then the guy came and took it, and he said, well, it's got tape on it, let me go get you another one. And then he left and didn't come back forever. I was done with the play, and I was waiting for the guy forever to come back with my money. Finally, he came back, and I had seen another play when I'd walked into the casino. So the play I was at when the guy came to help me, I ended up losing $200 on or something like that. And then I had seen another play when I walked in, but it was going to take a while, so I waited, and I looked around at everything else first and didn't see anything else. I came back and I played that one, and that one brought me all the way back, and I actually ended up leaving ahead 66, so plus $66 this morning on that. I've already had one meeting this morning. I have another one starting in 45 minutes and another one in an hour and 45 minutes. What I need to do right now is just finish getting ready to leave here, get all my books straight and everything, and then head off to the next casino. I will sit in that parking lot for my meetings and then go from there. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright, you may have asked, why was I putting $20 bills into a machine if I'm going to be playing $7.50 a spin? And the answer is because one of the machines when I cashed out gave me $500 in 20s, and I really don't want that bulk in my pocket, so that's why I was putting $20 bills in. I was listening to it again, and I thought, they're going to think, why is this guy putting $20 bills in if it's only going to last for 2 spins? But that's what I was doing, is loading it up with the $500 before I made the play, so I wouldn't have so much bulk in my pocket. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I am on my way to the next spot here. I have to make a stop first, so it's going to take me about 20 minutes to make this stop, and then I'll have my meetings, and then another 20 minutes to get to the casino. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll be driving while on the meetings. There was a problem with a system last night. It was discovered this morning. I'm responsible for it, so I'm going to have about 6 minutes to figure out what the issue is and report it in the meeting. So trying to get through this traffic right now to a safe place to stop, and then I will take care of this. I told you about the pain I was having yesterday. I put a warm towel on there and kind of massaged it all day and really tried to get the knot out. That's what I was hoping it was, and it seems like it was. And when I woke up this morning, it was a lot better, so I'm going to keep doing that. I did adjust the seat in the car so that I'm leaning back a little bit further and I'm not sitting in an awkward way, and I think that'll help a lot too. So I'm going to feel a lot better. Since I didn't get any sleep the night before, that's why I ended up sleeping so late this morning, which really was only like 6 hours, but no big deal. Let's see what else is going on. Weather is good, 43 degrees, cloudy skies. Should be a decent day as far as weather. It's going to be a very busy day for me, though. I have a lot of stops and not a lot of time. I have, let's see, about 350 miles one way today, toward home. So going to be just jumping in and out of casinos, doing whatever I can. Goal for today is to make 2,500, and we'll see how things go with that. So for now, letting you go, looking for a safe place to stop, and I'll be back in a while. All right, guys, just to give you an idea of the problem that I'm facing here right now is I'm responsible for a new system that was rolled out, and it sorts out vulnerabilities in our environment and assigns them to the correct people. So that could be anything from low priority, medium, high, critical, all those different things. They're talking about thousands of servers and all kinds of vulnerabilities from different operating systems, Red Hat or Windows, Mac. It could be even operating systems for Cisco, things like that, for routers and things like that. So I tested everything in our dev environment and moved it over to test, and there was no issues there. And then this morning I got an email saying that someone got 6,000 tickets assigned to them, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, it turns out that my information has not been disseminated to prod yet, production. So whatever he got is based on old information that we have, and any kind of new scan that ran sorted the tickets of the vulnerabilities to the groups that it thought it was supposed to go. So my job that I worked on a couple days ago and last week was defining what the vulnerabilities were and what team they should be assigned to, and then fine-tuning individual definitions of things so that it could be actually assigned to individual people. So to give you an idea, in this environment, there is currently over 500,000 vulnerabilities that need to be sorted and assigned and cleaned up. And once they're done, for example, let's say there's a Windows update that needs to be done, and it's on 1,000 servers, it would show up as 1,000 vulnerabilities. So if you patched all those servers company-wide, then 1,000 of that 500,000 would disappear. And since we do things with the government and private entities as well, the government ones take precedence because the time frame for remediation is a lot shorter. So I'm working on the government stuff first, which is about 30,000 vulnerabilities. I have that pretty much done. It is being moved over to production right now, and then I will run the updates this afternoon, which should take 5 or 6 hours, and by tomorrow we'll know if it worked or not, and everyone will have all new tickets assigned to them, and hopefully to the right departments. Anything that is not government is going to be assigned to me for now, which should be about 450 to 500,000 tickets, and then from there I will work on non-government stuff and start filtering that through and getting that assigned. So I don't know if that's interesting to you. I thought I'd kind of explain how things work and what I'm doing. So I just stopped, and I think I figured out what the problem is, and I'm going to let them know. I'm going to do just a little quick meeting right now with a team that I'm working with, and then I'll be able to report to my main team about what's going on. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I went to the bank, got everything taken care of there. On the way to the bank, I took care of an unexpected meeting, which solved, we think, the problem with the system that I was worried about, and then hopped on to my team meeting, which was super short. And now I have about 45 minutes till the next meeting, but I am still 20 minutes away from the next casino. So I'm gonna hop in that casino, look at slots first, come back to the car, do that second meeting, and then go back in there. Unfortunately, that meeting cannot be, I cannot just, not participate in that one. So, oh, wait a minute here. It's giving me, or would you like to take care of it now? Hey, we could take care of that meeting now. So, Yeah, he just texted me if I want to take care of that meeting early. Since we finished our team meeting early, I'm going to do that, and hopefully by the time I get to the casino, everything will be done with that, and I can actually play the rest of the day. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. It is about 2 minutes later. I hopped on that call, and he said, well, you know, I got a lot going on, you have a lot going on, why don't we just cancel the meeting for now and just not reschedule it yet until we can both get ourselves taken care of as far as the tasks we're working on. It's so crazy. Corporate America is so lazy, and this is actually like the hardest working guy, and I'm working circles around these people, and it's so silly. When people are assigned a task, it's like, okay, today I'm going to think, and tomorrow I'm going to make an outline, and I don't feel like doing anything that day. It's like they assign you tasks for a quarter that you could do in a week. It's so crazy. But anyway, heading off to the casino. When I get there, I'm going to go ahead and hide everything in the car and get some play in. Hopefully get some blackjack in, and then go to the next casino and a third casino, and then we're going to take a long trip, and from there on it's going to be long distances between casinos. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So my wife calls me and she says, our youngest has got a teacher's appointment, teacher's conference tonight at 6. You can be there, right? And I'm thinking, no. And she's like, because it would mean a lot if you were there. See what you can do about getting there on time. So I'm thinking, I have no clue how that's even going to be possible, but I'll do my best here. I doubt it, but I'm going to do my best. I'm so far away. I have to go through so many places before I can get there. I'm going to check my schedule here after these first couple casinos when I have some drive time and see what I can do to make it happen. But I think it's going to be really unlikely. So unless things go incredible at every place I go to and I have a big windfall right away, which I doubt. So anyway, one more wrinkle. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. I went into that place and looked at the slot machines first. I played, let me think here. I played 2 machines, lost a few bucks on one machine, and then went and found another one and hit that one on the third spin. And I ended up ahead $80 on the slots. Then I went to the blackjack area, and business is down so much here. I've never even heard of this happening before, but the dealer told me about how it happens. The cards were warped, and I asked, you know, how do they get warped? Do you need to change the cards out? And she said that there hasn't been any business, so the cards have been sitting in the shuffler for so long, and there's warm air in the shuffler from all the equipment running in there, and it warps the cards. And I'm talking huge warping of the cards. I mean, not enough to be able to see under it, but somebody a lot better than me probably could do something with it. So anyway, I played blackjack for a little while there. I'm really concerned about timing right now, and if I'm going to make it home on time, I would only have about 2 hours of gambling time and 6 hours of drive time. So it's going to be very difficult to make that happen. But I did end up leaving ahead 500, so plus 500 on the blackjack and plus 80 on the slots. And it looks like they're hiring some new people here, but I don't know why, because business is down so much right now. When you're talking about cities that host casinos, there's always a drop in wealth in those cities, and that's part of the things that are happening here, and unhappy employees and all kinds of stuff. But they're hiring new people, so hopefully there'll be better service soon. So anyway, moving on to the next spot. I may or may not be able to play blackjack there. I'm hoping that I can, and definitely get some slot time in, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, I wanted to mention too that while I was in there, I was talking to a supervisor about what was going on there and the problems that they've been having. And basically, when casinos come to a city, everybody sees them as a big savior. Oh, we're going to have all this extra tax money, and it's going to help people, and it's going to create jobs. But what I can tell you from my home base, they counted all the jobs that it took to build the casino as jobs created. So if there was 1,000 construction workers, then it's going to count those. If it was the people putting the glass windows in, they're going to count those. The people who hung up the chandeliers are going to include those. The electricians are going to include those. All those different people that once the casino is set up are not going to be there are all included in the numbers. So it makes it look like it's producing so many more jobs than what it is. Not to mention then a percentage of the tax money, actually a percentage of the revenue. Tax money is off the gross adjusted, which is terrible, but a percentage of the revenue has to go to helping people who have problems with gambling. So you admit instantly that you're creating an environment that could be detrimental to people, and you never see a casino put up in a good neighborhood. It's always put up in a bad neighborhood and taking advantage of those people. But what I was going to say was, when you first get that casino, all these employees are like, oh, this is so great. I was making $9 an hour at McDonald's. Now I'm going to make $50,000 a year or $60,000 a year working at the casino as a dealer. This is great. Thank goodness for casinos. Then about 2 years later, they're used to that lifestyle, and next thing you know, they're complaining that it's not enough money because now they bought a nicer car, maybe they have a nicer place to live, and so on and so on. And what we find is we all have the same problems as each other, but we all have different kinds of cars and different size houses, and it all has to do with our income, right? And once you get used to that money coming in, then you want more and more and more. But if you had told those people that in 2 or 3 years you're going to be complaining that you're not making enough money because the casino doesn't pay enough, they wouldn't believe you. But anyway, yeah, so I talked to that supervisor for a while and just got to know her a little bit better. It's good to have those people on your side, and it's happened a lot lately where I've had small issues and the supervisors have helped me out and resolved it with no problem at all. They don't even know my first name. Most of them don't even know my fake first name. So, which is different than the fake first name I give on here. So, and they come up to me and they offer me stuff, and they ask me how I'm doing, and they ask, about my family and stuff like that. And I know a lot of other APs are in the same situation where they've built up that rapport, and even though they're pounding the casino for whatever amount per month, the casino has no clue what they're doing because they're playing at multiple casinos. They're up here, down there, and overall the trend is upward. But when the casino is not keeping track of it on your personal card, then they can't see that overall you're ahead, because when you're in there, you're complaining about losing, you're always acting like you're losing, you're rat-holing, and so on. And so they have no idea that you're actually a winner. So anyway, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. So there's going to have to be a change of plans here. There's no way that I can make it and go to all these places. So tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment that's going to make it worse. But tomorrow I'm going to have to go. How am I going to do this? Because tomorrow I had a whole different schedule planned. Yeah. I'll either have to not go there at all, or I'll have to change my plans for tomorrow. That's awful. Anyway, I went to the next spot and looked at some slots, only found one that was in range, played it and lost $2, and then went and played some blackjack and ended up ahead on that by $500. And I actually found a mistake in one of their games. The way that it's written up, there's a mistake. I took a picture of that. It actually claims that any hand would pay 5-1, and it's correct on the plaque, but on the table itself, it actually is wrong. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of it because obviously they have the right to change whatever they want. But and then when I was getting up to leave the table, I talked to a guy, another player. He had just sat down, and we were just talking about gambling and what people do, and how he treats gambling and stuff like that. And he was telling me how he was down $12,000 yesterday, and he had $6,500 left, and was able to make all of it back except $500. And he says he always rounds up or down by $500 increments, which is amazing to me. That's like more than I make at a day of work, and that's what his rounding error is. So talked to him for a while. We talked about a couple different side bets and things like that in front of the dealer there, and then I left. But I checked the machines on my way in and out and couldn't find anything else. Actually, now that I think about it, I skipped 2 machines, but I'm not going to go back now. So the end result was slots minus $2, blackjack plus $500, and moving on to the next spot now. Alright guys, I'm back. I was in there for a long time. No blackjack available. There were 3 8-deck, hit 17, 1.5 to 2 deck pen. Every table was full, and they had a baccarat table open and a free bet table open, and that was it. So that was out of the question. I looked at slots. I initially got totally destroyed by the slots. Was down about 400 right away, and eventually clawed my way back, and saw some friends in there. Saw a friend who's a pit boss in there. Talked to him for a little while. Talked to my security friends in there. And I just stress that, while other people try to make themselves little known and stuff, sometimes when people know you and you've been there so many times and they see you in there so many times, trying to hide makes no sense. So then I turn things around and I make friends with them and talk to them and have discussions with them, philosophy, all that stuff, anything to get them to understand that I'm a human being like them, and I'm not suspicious and things like that. So anyway, ended the session plus $92, and right now I was figuring if I continued on my normal journey that I had planned, I would be 4 hours late getting home. So that's not going to happen. Instead, I am going to skip 3 casinos and go toward home now, and still have a casino on the way, at least one on the way back. And we're going to do that and then figure things out from there. But I think that'll actually put me home about 45 minutes early, so I can actually spend some time in this next spot and get the most that I can out of it. So, alright, letting you go for now. Temperature's falling back down again into the 30s. It's about 2 in the afternoon right now, so letting you go. Actually, it's 1 right now, so letting you go. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. I got the schedule figured out for tomorrow. I don't know what I was thinking, but I couldn't do what I was planning on doing tomorrow, because everything is different tomorrow. Offers are different, meetings are different, timing is different, so that's not going to work out at all. So I worked out a different plan, different way to go, a little bit less opportunity, but I can try to push the casinos a little bit harder on the blackjack and make up for it. So I think that would work out just fine. Yeah, so tomorrow morning, first thing, I have a doctor's appointment, which is going to put me 2 hours behind right there already. And tomorrow is Friday, so it's going to be busy at the casinos in the evening, so I want to try to get out of there before the evening. So tomorrow I'll go to the doctor from 8:30 to 9, and then I'm going to do my route that backwards from what I normally would do, and that would hit all the places that I want to hit first. and then if I have time, hit the other places on the way back. So that would just give me a different variety of places to go. Yeah, so another thing that I noticed the last couple casinos is a lot of the machines that used to pay well are no longer paying well, and I'm having to take them back out of my list. Some of them I took out of my list in certain casinos. Now I have to take it out in all casinos, unfortunately. But they've all been faltering lately. It's just tighter now than it was before, and it's just not worth the risk anymore. So if you had a choice of making $100 or losing 20, that's a no-brainer. You're gonna play the machine that could either give you 100 or take 20. But if it's 50, earn 50 or lose 50, now it's okay, but not good. But at least you could break even in the long run. But some of these machines now, I'll lose 7 or 8 sessions out of 10, and it's hard to sustain. So they're no longer worth it. Other ones never get to a place where they're worth it anymore. And if I've checked that machine 20 or 30 times and it's never in position to pay, unless I'm really bored and have nothing else to do, or I'm stuck at that place, I'm probably not going to check that machine anymore. So anyway, pulling into the next stop here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Went into this place and had a decent start, was doing all right, and then I found a machine similar to what I played this morning that I did really well at this morning, and it was in a actually better position than the one this morning, and no good on that. I went from being ahead about $100 to being down about $200 from that one machine, and that was at $3.75 a spin. So that was a little setback. Walked around, did some other stuff, ended down 178 on the slots, and I decided to go look at the blackjack, although I really don't have time. But I went back and sat around at the table there, $50 table spreading from 50 to 250, and I was back there for a while and couldn't get anything going there. And finally I was just completely out of time. I had to leave, plus 200 on the blackjack, so about even for that stop. So right now I am heading toward home, and there's a small chance that something else could happen here, but I doubt it. Just looking at the timing, it's going to be really tight. Now if I meet my wife at the school, I could get a little bit more time in because it's closer to me than home is. So I'm going to look into that a little bit here, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, still on the road heading toward home, and I thought, well, maybe I could stop at one other place real quick. Even if I just checked 10 machines and one of them had a play on it, I could make an extra $50 or $100 very quickly on my way home. So I tried to call my wife and went to voicemail, and I haven't heard back from her. I've been waiting for about 15 minutes, so I'm probably not going to hear back from her. The idea was to make that stop and then meet her and the boy at the school. That's not going to happen now. So alright, we'll let that go. Head straight toward home. Right now I am almost out of gas, got about 18 miles range, so I can probably go about 12 or 13 minutes, and then I'll have to stop for gas. There's a gas station up ahead that is usually a good deal, and it should be within that time or that mileage range, so I'll stop there. So I'm just trying to think about if there's anything else I can do for tonight. Looking at, no, you know what, actually I'm not going to be able to do anything else tonight because the brake problem that I have right now, I'm going to go pick up some brakes and rotors for the rear of the car here, and go ahead and put those in tonight. That'll take a little bit of time. I'm not sure if I'm going to need any special tools for those, I know with Honda you need special tools, but I don't think I do with this Ford. So I'll get those brakes put on and then be ready to go and be safe for tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, it's mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.